Previously on The Backstory, Motivation, Painful Injuries, and Gorgeous Views. I started my journey on the 1,175-mile Mountains to Sea Trail with a goal to set the fastest known time to complete the trail on foot. I had planned to take 30 days to hike and run the trail that spanned the state of North Carolina, west to east. That would be around 40 miles a day. In episode 1, I completed the 350-mile mountain section, but not with ease. On day 1, our support vehicle broke down. By day 2, I had developed knee pain in my shins and ankles that we thought to be bursitis, and I was on course to lose a couple toenails. Day 5 was my birthday, where I experienced the worst pains on trail, but an unlikely birthday celebration. By day 8 and 9, I had adapted to the toll being put on my body, but struggled mentally. Day 9, I ended the mountain section at Devil's Garden Overlook, and the next day would launch a new variety of adventure, the Piedmont. The Piedmont of North Carolina is characterized as the area between the Atlantic Ocean and the Appalachian Mountains. In terms of the Mountains to Sea Trail, the terrain flattens out and some major road walking begins. Nearly 307 miles are spent walking across the state, passing major cities such as Greensboro, Durham, and Raleigh. Before I began, I knew these facets of the section of trail, but still nothing was as expected and everything seemed uncertain. Yes, this may have been the dramatic effects of sleep deprivation and exhaustion, but when you're expecting to run effortlessly and quickly on the roads, and you feel something completely different, that can be a complete shock. However, we all know the story ends happily. So how did I make it out of these depths where quitting was on the forefront of my mind? It was simply because of my support system. A devoted conglomerate of friends, family, acquaintances, and Instagram followers who believed in a goal and a girl. They asked for nothing in return and gave up their time, resources, and comforts just to keep me moving east. I've come to terms with the fact that simply, I would not have continued if it weren't for my people near and far. This part of my journey is dedicated to the people, because I know now that I get by with a little help from my friends. The morning of day 10, we left the Abernathy Inn, where we stayed on our 9th night, and drove back to the Blue Ridge Parkway. I started the Piedmont section of the MST walking into the dark woods, with the Joe Rogan Experience playing in my ears. Instantly, I started descending into the Stone Mountain territory, and my knees were feeling it. As the sun rose and fog began to disappear, it gave way for the impressive Stone Mountain to make its grand appearance. Would you look at that? Wow. I don't mind going slow today if I get to see more of that. That's gorgeous. That's Stone Mountain. We're at Stone Mountain. It's pretty pretty. It's pretty pretty. It's pretty. Yeah. So there was some confusion this morning. I thought I was going faster than the guidebook was telling me I was going. I didn't see the places it was telling me to go. It was very confusing. It said it was like 2 miles. Like, I'm going at pace. Like, I've been running, not consistently, but I've been running and walking, and I have a pretty good idea of pace. But then me and Ryan couldn't link up, and he was looking at the guidebook, and I was following a hiking project, and it's very confusing. Essentially, I'm back on
somewhat of a pace. We met up. The guidebook, the printed one we have, is off by 2 miles. The online one is correct. Hiking project is correct. So we're gonna have to figure something out tonight. All the cows. This landscape has changed extremely. I don't even see, I see rolling hills, but I don't see any mountains anymore. It's kind of crazy how it pretty much changed right away. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little nervous about being on roads. I got a good cry out, always crying.
The reason I was nervous was because I was nearing more populated areas where the locals were starting to notice me. A shirtless man asked me aggressively what I was doing and told me to come over to him on his porch. I kept walking. As I passed a trailer, 4 small dogs began yapping at me, nipping at my ankles, and followed me almost a quarter mile down the road, all while their owner watched unashamed. Another man literally stopped his car in the road and asked if I was European because I was using trekking poles. I'm not even going to mention how many times I was catcalled and honked at. I was worried being so exposed on the roads and missed the seclusion and the visibility of the trails. But my first day in the Piedmont got a lot better once I started nearing Elkin. I was walking on the greenways around the recreational center. I experienced happy and welcoming locals, and I was starting to approach the bustling downtown of Elkin.
And this is the trail. I'm quite pleased. It's really cool. Oh my gosh. I really dig this little town. So I'm really getting a view of the entire town and a good tour of it. It's really hot today, and I'm trying to do 44 miles today, which is a lot, and I feel good.
After I left the town, the shoulder on the road became smaller, the cars got faster, and my nerves shot up. Confidently, I kept going until a woman in a car nearly clipped me. My mind raced with what-ifs for the future. If this was only the first day of road walking, how would it be later on? 2 miles later, I had finished with my 44-mile day and started contacting my support system to find some comfort. Jim was the trail resource manager for the MST. He assured me that this road I had just walked on was one of the most technical and I shouldn't worry about what lies ahead. My parents, Jonathan and Ryan, all agreed that I should start later in the day tomorrow, when it's light out, and see how the roads were. When I awoke, I instantly felt nerves welling up in me because I had 25 miles of road walking to complete.
So last night, we did 44 miles, which is a lot yesterday, but it was a sketchy road that I was walking on towards the end of the day, and I was freaking out. And by the end, I didn't know if I wanted to continue because I didn't feel safe. I felt very unsafe. Yeah, so I talked with my husband and parents, and they said, don't quit on a bad day, quit on a good day. So every day I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to try to just walk all the Piedmont safely. I feel safe on this road. Not a lot of people, but it was definitely very sketchy. Yeah, okay. Bye.
Because I thought day 11 would be my last, I didn't take a lot of videos. I called Betsy Brown, who worked as the outreach manager for the Friends of the Mountains to Sea Trail, and she encouraged me to keep going. She emailed people in the area who would be willing to walk with me on the road sections. The exposed September road warmed up quickly around 10 a.m., but luckily, they were also not as busy as they were the day prior. Cars sparsely drove by, and when they did, they were slow and careful around me. Still though, my emotions were all over the place and I was shook up from a day of disconcerting thoughts. As I started hiking on the Pilot Mountain Corridor Trail filled with nerves, I saw a runner in the distance. It was Rascal, a trail friend I met on the Appalachian Trail the year prior. She was here to support me on the rest of my hike. My heart warmed and spirits were rejuvenated as we caught up. Her easygoing nature and complete devotion to loved ones sparked a new fire in me that night. After day 11, I started noticing how emotionally fragile I was becoming. The early morning was occupied with thoughts of quitting. As Rascal and I climbed Pilot Mountain, I let my mind race with what-ifs. After talking with Mercury, another trail friend, and my husband Jonathan, I felt a little more motivation to continue. When my mom showed up an hour later to support me for the weekend, I felt my confidence boost and my will to continue to rise.
Are you filming or are you picturing?
Video.
Oh, okay. You guys think this is a trip? No? Okay.
Hey guys, it's Rascal, and it's Candy Mama here. Oh. Yep, cars. It's fine. It'll be fine. Just one car at a time. Today started off weird. Just trying to get through the day, and then reevaluate at the end of the day. But we've done about 31-ish miles, so we are now on the road for the rest of the day. So yay. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
I was running longer distances with little pain. This gave me a huge confidence boost as I effortlessly dodged cars and was keeping a good pace. I finished the last 13.1 miles quickly and on a high.
37.
The next 3 days followed a similar pattern. Early in the morning, I would be stuck in my head, struggling with how I would continue. My friends and mom would encourage me forward. The roads continued to stress me out as we walked through populated areas such as Mebane, Greensboro, and Durham. I'd debate the possibility of quitting and would deal with some serious self-loathing for a couple of hours. But once the afternoon came, I would be encouraged by my progress of miles I made in that day. I would always end these days on a high note, feeling accomplished. My whole personality seemed to be changing, and my emotions were no longer predictable. One particular morning, I stopped at a gas station and was struggling with the will to continue. Rascal, Ryan, and my mom were trying to encourage me. My mom showed me a map of the Mountains to Sea Trail and traced her finger west on all I had accomplished. She encouraged me to get through the Piedmont section, and if I still wanted to quit, I could. I only had 3 days left until making it to Wake Forest, where the coastal section would begin. This seemed doable in my state of mind, so I kept going.
I'm in Summerfield. I was just in Oak Ridge. It's really cool. This is cute. It's hot. It's about hot. I don't know. Near Greensboro though. Okay. Turning here, I think. I'm not doing it portrait mode. I'm doing it portrait mode because I don't feel like doing it landscape. It takes too much hand work. Today's hot. Around 80 degrees. Much less than that one day where I was dying. I was running all the first part of today at a 4 mile per hour pace, which was awesome, but since it's so hot, I'm walking. I'm trying to do a 3 mile per hour pace now. But when I get there, I get there. That's all that matters. So I'm just walking, and under my gossamer gear, umbrella, and staying cool, trying to. And soon I'll get to a greenway, and that'll be really nice. All right, guys, bye. On the greenway, I don't know what it's really.
It's like
Yadkin Atlantic.
Akin and Yakin.
Yadkin Atlantic.
Akin and
It's nice. It's
almost 3:45 or something like that, and we are about to go to the trailhead. Today we'll stay with Ryan. We're still about a day behind, which is fine, but it's day 14. It's 2 weeks in, so just if we keep going at this pace, then we could finish in a little more than 2 weeks. So that's crazy to think about, but I'm pretty tired, honestly. I could use a day off, but until it's like, oh gosh, I really need a day off, then I won't. But I've been in worse shape. I just need to remind myself of that. My support crew doing all the work. They're so great. Literally, like I don't do anything but walk and run. So tired. There's my skull.
what? I'm good.
Alright.
got some nays.
Where are we going?
Some momos.
Yeah. The babies are so cute. Oh my gosh. The babies, you like them?
No, this one in the back. Look at that.
On day 14, we stay with Ryan and Rachel, some friends from college who opened up their home to us and made us dinner. That day was my longest yet at 48 miles. When I only had 4 miles left in the day, I was walking alone on the road when a work truck full of men was approaching. I moved to the shoulder and waved my hand to thank them for doing the same. The truck suddenly swerved toward me and then back into their lane. I was obviously afraid, but also in disbelief as I watched the men in the truck laugh and drive away. Moments like these were few, but heavily influenced my stress and anxiety. I needed that night in a caring home and was thankful when Ryan and Rachel welcomed us with open arms. As the days went by, my spirits rose and my trust in my team was evident. I was gaining my confidence back. This is crazy.
Hey y'all. So back in the woods for 100 miles, which is great. I feel like I'm taking it super slow, but I'm so happy. I'm in, River State Park, and it's a beautiful day. It's 18 miles to here on road, and so we started, we slept at our friend's place, my friend's place, Ryan Poitier, and his wife Rachel, and their soon-to-be baby. So we stayed with them in Burlington, and then made our way back to Lake Michael Park, where we left the cars, and so we got there, and we, this is rocky track. So we got there and started on the road. Ryan followed us, me and Rascal in the car, and that was great. The road got a little choppy as we approached Elflin. So we made it past there and made it to Hillsborough, where we were on the lake trail, I think that's what it was called, and that was really pretty, and that was really great. It's beautiful. But then it spit us out on US 70, which is a pretty main road. It was really busy, small shoulder, a big truck honked at us, and that frightened us. But we made it through. It was about 2 or 3 miles up that, and now I'm back in the woods. I feel like I go way slower in the woods, so I'm trying to just keep up a good 3-mile-hour pace, just to make up for that. Obviously not in this part because there's all these roots and rocks. But yeah, so be trying to do 44 today, and hopefully I can get that done quick and get to Tina's, this lady who I met at the bunkhouse. She's a section hiker with her cousin. She's at Jan's place, her cousin. It's about day 8, so now we're here, and we'll stay with Tina. So I'm gonna try and finish as fast as possible today, so I can go ahead and do that. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for listening. Bye.
Day 16 was a good day of walking through familiar territory of the Falls Lake area. As a child, my family and I frequented these trails for hikes. I ran cross country around this area, and my husband even proposed to me not far from the MST. Memories flooded me all day. This day, I also met Betsy Brown, the outreach manager of the Mountains to Sea Trail. She offered me words of encouragement, and she reassured me she'd be available if I needed to talk. I was thankful for Betsy and our budding friendship.
Today is day 16. Tired today, but I'm getting over it. Walking through my hometown. About to get there. About to cross 98, Route 98, whatever. I drove that a lot, and staying at home tonight with my mom. 16 miles today, I have 25 more. Let's do it. So, Falls Lake Today, whew, talking's hard, walking. We're actually going near Blue Jay Point, and I used to work at Blue Jay Point as a zipline guide, and hopefully maybe I'll see some zipliners out today. Looking forward to that, and maybe I could go up and just say something. What's up? I used to work here, and now I'm hiking the Mountains to Sea Trail. But it's really neat. I'm excited. It's just been a great day. So, yeah. Okay, bye.
Early in the morning, Rascal and I finished the last 7 miles of the Piedmont section to the Falls Lake Dam area without issue. When I finished the Piedmont section in those early morning hours, I looked back at all that had happened in the last 7 days. My comfort and perception of security was shattered, but was rebuilt. I encountered the careless and insensitive, but also experienced extreme generosity and sacrifice from loved ones and strangers alike. My surface level motivation to set the fastest known time was put to the test and renewed to something more deep and intentional. I wasn't going through the motions anymore, but was completely engrossed in the pursuit. Lastly, no longer did I feel this was a feat of my own, but I truly believed it was a group effort. These last 7 days had given me sound reasons to continue on, and that's what I do. Actions that come from such an emotionally charged, sleep-deprived, and stressed situation can oftentimes be confusing. During the Mountains to Sea Trail, I felt like both my body and mind were being hijacked. Luckily, I surround myself with trusted people who believed in my abilities. I was the physical body moving forward, but the backbone of this hike were the people. The true MVP players were those who metaphorically picked me up, dusted me off, and pushed me down the trail. Without them, it's hard to see where I'd be. By the time I finished the Piedmont section, I was nearly 655 miles into the 1,175-mile journey. I knew I still had a long journey ahead of me, but by now I trusted my body and support crew enough to keep pushing forward. Ahead of me, I had game lands, sleepy little farm towns, coastal trails, the Outer Banks, and the largest sand dune in North Carolina, where I would finish the trail. If the mountain section was mostly a fight against my body, then the Piedmont section was mostly a fight against my mind. The coastal section would combine those two effortlessly to make the last leg of this journey a confluence of hurdles I had to clear. Stay tuned for the next episode where I deal with malnutrition and try my best to adapt in order to finish this feat well.